the moment, but
Not at the moment.
It's a game of patience, is it, do you think?
I think it's going to be long. I think you remember that I said that it was going to be long. How long it's going to be, I don't actually know, but we are here to stay.
All right. We also talked on Super Sunday after the game, in the aftermath of Spurs' capitulation in that first half, about their approach, their game plan under Nuno Espirito Santo. What did you make of it, particularly in that midfield area, Jamie?
Well, I've been doing this show now for 8 years, and whenever I see a performance like that, my initial reaction is always I always look at players first, and I have done on this, because I think managers always take too much criticism and something goes wrong, and for me, a lot of the time, it's down to the players. Now, we saw this performance from Tottenham last season, do not forget, under a different manager, where they got battered by Arsenal, and they had a little bit of a rally towards the end of the game. But there were some shocking performances here from Tottenham players. But what I would say is, I think the manager was equally culpable in this result, with how he set up and how he went about these tactics. And on the back of games like this, when people question a manager, we always hear there was no plan, no one had a clue what they were doing. There's always a plan. Of course there's a plan at this level of football. But the plan for me, when I actually look at and analyse it, I'm not sure how it was ever going to work, and it was always going to cause them a problem. And I'm going to show you 3 clips before we get to the first goal after 12 minutes. And that first goal could have happened at any time in those 12 minutes, and I'll show you why. And the first clip I'm going to go to is straight from the kickoff. Now, normally we see a lot of teams do this. It'll go back and you go direct, and we know that was what Tottenham wanted to do. But I just want to show you straight away. So we come up. Now, straight away, we see this, a lot of big teams do this. You'll get these players here trying to win the ball here. You get in the opposition's half, play a long ball, not a problem. But straight away, the player you're passing it to, he's not ready. Davinson Sanchez, he is not ready. And you know that ball's coming to you. It's going to be your first touch in the North London derby. Everybody's ready to go. You're not ready. So talk about having a plan. He's not ready. So because he's not ready, he can't go long. So then it goes to the fullback. And in this first clip, it tells you everything you need to know about what Tottenham's tactics were. So straight away, Tottenham are looking to go direct. Ndombele, Dele Alli, Højbjerg, that's your midfield after 5 seconds of a North London derby away from home. We now go long. Again, this happened time again. Spurs don't win the challenge. Stop now. Now, if that header goes in there to Saka, they've got a huge problem. If that header goes to Emile Smith-Rowe, they've got a huge problem. We're not even 10 seconds in yet, and there's the tactics of Tottenham. To go direct and have midfield players basically not in midfield. It's fortunate it lands at the feet there. This is 1 minute into the game. So right now, Dele Alli is one of my 3 midfield players, and Ndombele is one of the others, and there's Højbjerg. Now, the reason I put a lot of this on the manager is because they are not midfield positions you would take up if you were Dele Alli or Ndombele. The only reason you stand there is because the manager must have asked you. It's impossible because they're so far out of position. You can be sometimes 3 or 4 yards out of position. But if I'm looking at Dele Alli, I'm thinking he looks 20 yards out of position. So he must have been told what to do. We don't want the ball into feet. It's early in a derby game. Let's go direct. But this was always going to happen. Who are you going direct to? Who's going to win the challenge? And even if it goes up and you don't win the challenge, you need players behind the ball to pick up second balls. Dele Alli's on the same line as Harry Kane. Davinson Sanchez, weak, puts it to Eric Dyer on his left foot instead of making the same decision himself. Again, who wins the challenge? Again, if that ball goes in here, if that ball goes in there, Tottenham have got a huge problem. So that's twice in under a minute that what we saw on the first goal could have happened. Fortunate for Tottenham, they pick it up the second ball. Dele Alli gets himself back in. So then Ndombele, who likes to go on a little mazy, loses the ball. Dele Alli and Ndombele 1 minute away at Arsenal. And again, you look at that space in midfield with Højbjerg there alone. They get away with it. I'm going to look at this now, because I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in my life. The midfield players for Tottenham: Højbjerg, Ndombele, Dele Alli. This is again before the first
Where
goal.
would you want them in that?
I mean,
Definitely not there.
surely not there. Dele Alli's got to be here. Can Ndombele be in here? I mean, there's less space on the moon than you see in that midfield for Tottenham on Sunday. It's actually unbelievable to see. There's no midfield. So again, the manager must have in some way told them where he wants them to go. It's absolutely unbelievable. So they go along again, they lose a challenge, they're weak again, and then we get to the first goal after 12 minutes. But it was coming. It was always going to happen. For one of the first times I see Tottenham in a decent shape, it goes long.